Tonight's good. Hard. Yeah, keep it going. Gotta keep it moving. Keep it going. 15-5. Gotta keep it going, girls. Come on, ladies. Come on.
Come on, Renee. Come on, Renee.
Come on, Renee.
Come on, full force.
Great sweep. Great sweep. Really great sweep. Great sweep, Renee.
Clockwise rotation.
Great sweep. Great sweep.
All right, when you're ready, go ahead and throw your counterclockwise rotation. Thank you.
Really light handle. No? Okay, whoa. Stay close. Yeah, I gotta go, guys. Gotta go. Gotta go. Go, 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 go. I lost the handle. Come on, go, 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 go. Hard, 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 hard. Hard. Go, 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 go. We lost it.
All right. B, Josh. Counterclockwise.
Welcome, friends, to a tradition unlike any other. Denver curling center in the mixed doubles nationals. Oh, wrong one. Just mixed nationals. No, nailed it. So tonight we've got for our feature sheet Andy Jukich and Daryl Sobering. This is all Pool B action tonight. None of these teams have touched the ice yet except for practice, so everyone's going to fair slate. Should be a good one with the hometown team versus the people from Minnesota. What do you think, Elliot?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight. I think that we're going to see a bunch of rocks in play and some good curling, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm super curious to see how it goes. The Sobering rink played down here in Maca. They actually went undefeated, which was a bit of an upset against the Falco team, although it was a little bit of an oddity at the end where instead of playing the 2-loss per prevention, they just took the loss, and both went on because they knew they would get in with the extra clubs team. So a little bit of an asterisk on the first place, but doesn't mean they're any less of a team. Both Daryl and Josh have played at national level events and did a couple of WTC events this year. So I know they've got some good talent. And on the other side, I know I've seen a couple of those guys up in the Duluth, St. Paul area, played in a few events with them there as well. So should be interesting. Today's,
Sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead. I was going to say today's going to be the easiest day to sit here and watch curling, as it's not super nice out. Tomorrow, when it's 76 and sunny and the Masters is on, I'm going to want to do very little curling
watch
watching.
golf.
Yeah, but I'll struggle through it as my my attention will be completely torn between those two things. And the one thing that certainly won't happen is any work. That will not occur.
Yep, that's exactly right. The other games we've got going on tonight are Team Falco, the host club representative from Denver, against Team Jorgensen, which is the team out of Michigan. And the third game that we have tonight is on Sheet D. It's Team Roth out of Wisconsin against Team Yalowicki from Washington.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Yalowicki as well. One, it rolls off the tongue, and two, I don't know any other way to do it. So we'll be checking the comments for the 10 of users that are sitting there watching. So feel free if you have any questions or want to let us know how bad we are. We'll be happy to ignore it. So I did get to go and throw on the ice last night. Things were running really good, about 14 seconds with no sweeping. So I would think, with a couple more rocks and breaking it in, it should get up to like 14.5 pretty easily. And then a good amount of curl, late breaking, about 5.5 feet. It's exactly what you want to see. They definitely would have scratched the rocks. So should see that still move. Hits were running pretty straight at high weight. So makes for a lot of fun curling. You can get around stuff. You can dig things out. Should be fun to watch.
Looks like for our first 10 here, looks like Daryl, Team Sobering, will be throwing yellow, and they have hammer.
Beth will get us started. We have a little bit of talk previous to this. We're going to say her last name is Buckham. But we'll probably just say Beth for the rest of the round. Love to see guard early. Just trickles in though.
Just trickles in. I assume Daryl's going to hit this, try and keep things open and clean for the first end, give his team a little bit of chance to get comfortable, get a feel for the ice, get a feel for the game, and just get a little bit more comfortable before they open things up in the second and third ends.
This will be Cynthia Smith throwing lead for Team Sobering. I believe she's done a few mixed events before with Kislik, I think, in the past. And then was she at clubs this year? She was third at clubs last year.
Last year, yeah. She wasn't there this year, but she was a skip at Club Nationals last year in Wausau.
This one's over curling.
Doesn't look like she's unfortunately going to... Oh, no, she'll just get it out.
Just gets it out. Never doubt. No pictures on the scoreboard. So... have the guard go back up, see if they can dial in the weight this time through.
First one's always the time.
Looks like the weight's a bit better this time.
You can see from this overhead view the late finish that comes off that outturn side. It's pretty awesome. It gives the players a lot of opportunity to pretty much get anything out that they want.
Yeah, it's exactly what you'd want to see. I wouldn't expect too much different in a national event here.
Looks like with that sort of center guard up, Daryl's going to try and come around it, see if he can generate some offense. Doesn't really want any guards in play, but see if he can wrap something around and get a cheap deuce.
Come a little deep with the draw. Jukich going to play it very safe. Just going to take it out.
Little downweight shot. As you're mentioning, like, this ice is super weight sensitive. So if you play those softer weight hits, you'll be able to get a little bit more finish. And with the directional sweeping, you can really start to carve stuff over.
Yeah, definitely saw a few overthrows earlier in the early draw, and it definitely penalizes you for it.
Yeah.
So
Great shot there by Ryan.
we got Josh's first, Josh Chetwin. Second for Team Sobering. He was just at Club Nationals, I believe. And, I think we lost in the finals. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah, they lost in the finals to Team Berg out of Fargo.
Yeah. Good clean control weight hit to start out. Josh. I think we'll just get to trade for a little bit here. Kind of get back to that cleaner end that we were expecting.
Exactly. See if somebody can get a nice hit and roll. But right now, Jukich is happy to be just playing the open hits and see if he can get it either a force or a blank.
Clean hit there.
Yeah. I'll throw what I just threw, yeah. Okay, I'll throw it lighter then.
Just a little bit out, but low rotation. This will come around probably pretty easily here at the end.
Yep, here it comes.
No harm, no foul there. Almost like rolling away a little bit, and you get a little bit into that behind space, and Jukich could switch gears pretty quick and try and come on top of it and cause you some trouble for the rest of the end. So
Yeah, the key there was just to stick around. I mean, roll out, and like you said, he's just going to wrap it around his own center. So sticking around was great.
just for those asking about scores on other sheets, don't worry. We'll scan around. We'll switch around as the action continues, and if there looks like an interesting end, we'll flip over to them. But we'll stay mostly here, with the exception of the break, and if it ends up being a blowout. This is Renee Sobering's first.
Just trying to nose.
Yep, just
Nice.
unfortunately, the rollout there, a little costly.
Gives the opportunity for Andy Jukich to have the come around draw and put a little pressure on Daryl to either make the run back or, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you accomplished by putting one center like that, but I assume if you did that, Daryl's just going to come around it and say thank you.
Right. No, I think you want just top four right around your guard and apply a little bit of pressure.
Tiffany Simons. Second rock on the way. Looks a little hot.
Yeah, looks like it's got a grind.
Certainly trying, but I think it will go out the back.
This gives Daryl an opportunity to. He can either peel that guard and keep it super clean, which it looks like he's going to do,
That's how aggressive you want to be.
or he could draw around it.
I kind of like the draw around. You got only 2 rocks left from the other team. you should know this draw path pretty well, based off of what you did in practice and your DSC. So
This also looks a little hot. Hopefully it'll grind down for Renee. Couple missed opportunities here. Is it just going to stick around?
No.
So it gives Team Jukich a second opportunity to tuck one around that center guard and try and see if they can get a force or a steal.
Yeah, it's probably just a little too far out to want to try the tick, but
Yeah,
it's also
pretty
a
tough.
really
really unnecessary.
ticky-tacky shot. Just I like this. Put some pressure on Darryl early.
Yeah, anywhere above the T line is great.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I like to see, especially as someone that likes sweeping, there's not a lot of grab to the ice at all. Both of those last two draws easily went through. Didn't really grind up at all. You didn't really see that, even when caught the curl wasn't coming right off or anything. So
it's a great opportunity for him to find his draw weight here in the first end and ensure it's in his back pocket for later on.
Yep.
This also looks a little heavy.
Yeah. I think everyone's just finding the weights come up a bit since that practice shots, those DSCs. So
I think the sweepers are a little fooled by that too. We had a hard clean right from the start. And,
yeah.
they definitely laid a brush to it for a little bit of a ways down. So
Yeah.
must be just quicker than they're expecting.
I think Daryl's tired of the back and forth opportunity
May as well just keep it
misses, so
clean.
he's just gonna peel this one right off.
And take his blank.
Take the blank.
Same shot you threw.
Oh no, gonna switch it up. Honestly, I like this from the fact that it's an 8-end game. You want to get into it early. And two, this is a good way to show your team that you've got confidence in your draw. So, of course, if after the shot he misses it entirely, I will eat those words pretty hard. Very tight line.
They really gotta go line. It's by. Oh,
Shot, that rubbed. May have needed that rub.
Yeah. Well, it's in front of the T line. I would say probably half buried.
Yeah, I think Hack easily digs.
Yep.
But again, it's a a precise shot early on.
Puts a little pressure on Jukich to wrap this around and see if he can remove that yellow and get a blank.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting in these games, these small little misses and just how they can really add up. And
Right.
it's all about how many opportunities you're giving to the other team.
Yeah, and a deuce here would be great for Darryl and Team Sobering.
Yeah.
Gives them a lot of confidence and
It's certainly not the end of the world for Andy if it happens that way, but at the same point, you'd be pretty disappointed in
Right.
the way you've played the end to end up that way. But it looks like they got it right now.
it's really close.
I was just diving on him.
Just overcurled. Really nice throw. Looked like minimum ice and it just overcurled a little bit. So
Yeah.
chance to hit the rings for Darryl and get his two.
I do think this is one of those things where you'll see early on, especially with the rocks freshly scratched, that light rotation will cause things to start cutting over a little harder to hold on a sweep call. I think it just bit him there a little bit. But they'll adjust as the game goes on.
Josh just guiding this in. Looks pretty good. It's going to be an opening deuce for Team Sobering. So 2-0 lead for Team Sobering over Jukich after the first end.
We'll try and give a quick look around the sheet real quick just to see where everything's it's at.
And sheet C, there's quite a few rocks in play right now. And looks like Team Falco got a single. The draw there by Dave. And then an opening 3 for Team Roth out of Wisconsin.
One of the favorites in the tournament, so
yeah,
coming out strong.
I think they were the number two seed, I believe. So
yeah, 2 behind Jed, who had a pretty dominant win this morning. So yeah, maybe a little surprising to see all those rocks in play on sheet C, but somehow you tend to get into those ends sometimes. So
so yeah, an opening single for Team Falco, so they're up 1-0. Team Roth is up 3-0, and on our feature sheet, Team Sobering is up 2-0 over Team Jukich.
Top 4, you guys. Top 4.
back to our feature sheet action here. I assume we'll see Cynthia try and come in, getting the deuce, but coming a little deep. Again, I think it's a trend right now. Everyone's still on that practice ice feel, and they're all throwing just a hair heavier than they think that it is, and it seems that speed's coming right the way up.
Jukich is going to try and generate their 2 points and throw up a corner. I don't expect them to go too crazy in terms of pressure with guards, but I don't hate throwing up an early corner to try and to see if they can generate a deuce.
Yeah, especially with that one going into the back 8. You're not really in a much of a world of hurt here. If they put up a guard, that's not really doing anything if you're sobering. So
no, if you're Dale, you kind of have to come back in.
You're going to have to come back in, exactly. Either try the hit and roll, or it'll probably be this next shot for Andy to make that decision of how hard he wants to really go.
I think so. It's either that or here. Whatever you like.
See you later.
3.
I've seen this. Well, he was messing around with the idea for a little bit. I've actually seen that on tour a couple times this year, where when they have a bad one to start, they'll actually choke off the draw path around the corner. Interesting shot, but you probably don't know anything about the line. I don't hate the call by any means, but eventually opting to throw another one that was in the middle. Good guard from Cynthia. Again, with that rock being in the back 8. It's not too much of a trouble yet.
A couple options here for Jukich. He can come around the center or come around his own corner. I don't necessarily know if he needs another guard, but
yeah, I think he's just saying if it's short's better than long, which I don't know that I entirely agree with, but either way, come around the middle here.
Line's not bad. Whoa. Wait. Whoa, plenty of room. Stay close. Yep. Yep. Girls. Hurry. Hurry. All the way to it.
he called the audible.
Yeah. Honestly, good team shot there. Understanding of that the weight was heavy and switch gears on that one. But again, you could see that those scratched rocks and that low rotation just
Yeah, you get a
coming into play.
You get a ton of curl.
Yep. Yep. What's the weight? Yep. Hard. Whoa.
Josh with a hack waiter.
That's good. Just tight. Sit by. Yep. Yep. I'd almost here, Josh. Almost.
Andy's opting for the draw here. Just a little bump back.
Back 4 foot. Ready, Claire. Go ahead, Claire. Girl.
Yeah, decent opportunity to generate some points here with that sobering rock that's just back 4. So I think if they can wrap one around and get it above the tee line, they got a real opportunity to generate something here. But this really looks like it's got to slow down. It's not taking the curl yet, which is a little worrisome.
Curl. Turbo.
All right.
So another missed opportunity there for Team Jukich, but sure they'll find their draw weight here, and but it's a chance for Josh Chetwin to wrap one around and put one right where Jukich was wanting, top 4, top button, and really put some pressure on the team out of Minnesota.
Right off then. Okay, right off then. Line's fine. This has got a curl. It's got a curl quite a bit.
His is running the same. Looks
No. Ready, curl.
not
Curl.
not quite as hot, but he got out there on that line. It's a decent result for the shot.
Yeah, it started to develop a little bit of a wall though, so gives Jukich the opportunity to come around and sit on top of that, at least get shot.
Yeah, and then you put the pressure on sobering to cap it. Otherwise, you could be sitting in a tough spot.
All the way, Lee. Come on.
If any turbo.
Hard.
All right, well then.
Whoa.
That was good weight. Just got a little inside the line that time, I think.
And over curl just a hair.
I think we got to go there. A good draw here. But
Daryl can get one wrapped around that center, right on the on top of his own.
here.
Jukich is gonna have a really hard time scoring, because he's gonna have to either open it up or try and start to blast and bail out, because
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't hate coming the other way now on the out turn. If Renee's a little bit heavy,
I think they're
They
even
can-
playing the heavy. They
Curl a ton.
wanted to play the hack waiter and roll over is the safer of the shots, I guess. But
for sure, this is just a little overthrown, and I think that was significantly more weight than Daryl was looking on that one.
yeah,
It's T-line weight.
again, I think that'll be the
T-line weight.
the moral of the story today is it's very weight sensitive.
Yeah,
and
super weight sensitive.
You just won't get that curl if you're not throwing the right weight. So it's a little bit of a lifeline here for Andy and company.
Okay, line's not bad. Whoa, it's got a curl, Ryan. Curl it.
Mine looks pretty good here.
Whoa. Yep. Just curl it. Whoa.
Yeah, mine looks really good. Might roll off though, just a little. Oh,
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
not bad.
Probably here. Well, just like a little bump and go here. Yeah. The angles aren't setting up real good though, so actually right here is good. get on the inside.
Electing just to draw down. Maybe just a little tap weight. Definitely wants to be on the inside of this red. I mean, philosophy here is that your yellow stone on the back of the button is only hurting you.
Yeah. Decent chance here if they can get one wrapped around on top of that red frozen. They got a pretty good opportunity for a force, but this is the roll off is tough. It gives Jukich the opportunity. He can play the hit and roll away. He can play the hit and roll on top. He can come down to it. But he's got a really decent opportunity now to score multiples with Sobering having 2 rocks in the back of the house and another rock wide open.
We go 8 foot. We sit 1, 2, or 1, 3, and 4. I kind of like that the best.
Yeah, it's really tough to say that there's enough room to the right of that center guard to hit and run the double off on the other red. And he doesn't think so, or at least he's not worried about it. So with that, he's electing to throw kind of a top 12 guard, almost Christmas tree here.
Yep.
Yeah, I think if you can get it at sort of half buried, it's going to put the pressure on Daryl to probably come off that out turn.
Yeah, and force his hand to the right-hand side, and then you have something to run later on if need be. Pretty good spot, maybe a hair of it over curl. But definitely going to ask Daryl to make a pressure shot here.
I could flop in, but
Those wondering what's going on in the other sheets, looks to be a lot less rocks in play in the second end. On the sheet C, Falco Jorgensen game, there is no rocks in play, and they're headed towards what looks like it's going to be a blank. And on sheet D, there is just a single red Wisconsin rock in play, so also could be potentially headed towards a blank.
Well, after some discussion here, Daryl's going to choose a drawdown to the red. I think this is a shot that gives him the most gain. However, if you miss this, you're probably in the most trouble.
For sure, yeah. No, he can save the end here, but he's got to make a good one. Really got to hold the line here. So that's just going to come off and gives Jorgensen a really, really nice opportunity to put another one in there and set up a pretty big score here in the second end.
Yeah. Even almost chokes off that right side a little bit more. Still has a draw that way always, but
don't mind. You can also hit, but
I don't know how much it gives you. The only thing I think about for hitting is if you're worried about Daryl using that rock to get in, because you're never counting the one on the top 12.
No, true.
Although I do wonder if you went with a nose double, if that red rock shoots over to the other yellow, or if it kind of goes through the hole. I don't know if it's a risk that I'm willing to take.
No, I think I don't mind.
He's essentially chosen to do the lightweight control hit and roll.
roll towards
Yeah.
roll towards the center.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little surprised just because I feel like you have a lot more control over your draw, and you could put one in there pretty good with that.
He's got a curl.
Well, moving some yellows, but
This really, though, because he missed that double and is wide open, he essentially gives Daryl a hit and roll now.
yeah, and the best he could really do is get a deuce.
Yep.
Right. So, still not bad. It's a good bounce back, but you know, I think early before that he was probably set up for a 3. So. Daryl playing the hit and roll.
Yep. Go. Josh, hard.
Just hanging on him a bit here. It's a little wide.
So this gives Jukich the. You got to be careful with this. I mean, I think he's got the in-turn sort of soft weight hit and roll to score your 2.
Yeah. Try and take it down from the way he threw control at the last one. It got away from him a little bit. I think he would kind of bring it down a hair.
Yeah, I mean, I think anything hack to board is pretty nice on this ice and should get the job done. I do think if he noses, he's still 2.
Do you think it goes under the rim?
No, if he noses that yellow.
Oh, nose is inside yellow. Yeah, I would agree with you. Yes. Yeah. For a bit there, they were looking to line up the 2, and
I don't
I
think
just
you need to,
I,
yeah. Because
well, I think he was
yellow is-
wishfully thinking that it might go back onto the yellow and
Oh,
get all 3 out, but I don't.
take your deuce,
A little
tie
early for
game,
that. Yeah, exactly.
and go to the third end with a clean slate.
Yeah, if you rewind this end back to like third shots, you're probably pretty happy where you're sitting right now.
For sure.
Get it back to square. You got hammer and evens. What more could you ask for? Looks like a good shot from Andy here.
Yeah. Nose hit for his deuce. So we're all tied up after 2. Kind of looking around the other sheets, I was wrong, and there were no blanks. Jorgensen was forced to 1. I'm sorry I missed what happened, but either he must have stuck his peel attempt for the blank, so they are tied 1-1, Falco and Jorgensen. And out of Wisconsin, Team Roth stole 1, so they are now up 4-0 after 2 against the team from Washington.
Well, I think third end here, I think you start seeing the teams kind of figure out that weight.
Yeah,
Start to dial things in a little bit more.
Yep. We started to see that near the end of the last end as well, so I think we're starting to see the teams get a better feel for the ice and make a few more shots.
Beth will get us started here. Throw up the center line guard.
And game on.
Nice and easy. This is nice and easy.
That was a 9-5, you know.
So with the first draw going heavy, clear
See-
call here is going to be the corner guard from Cynthia.
No, it's not in. It's not in. It just
Sweepers are away from this one too.
Looks like it's gonna slow down.
Should slow down.
Another opportunity for Beth to throw up the center and see if they can put a center guard up and generate a steal or get a force.
Good correction.
Swing it over. You got this. Maybe a little less coming this way. Just a little. No?
Daryl come around the center here.
Hey, line's good. It's all you guys. Getting a little tight. Yeah, it's curling hard. Yeah, it's curling hard. First again. First again. Come on. Come on. Come on. You can still get a pie.
Really got to go to get this thing around.
Just a little light.
Sure, we'll see Jukich try and come around and oh, we're gonna hit.
I don't think he can yet.
You're right.
So, do think he's gonna come around.
Classic.
Pretty good. Just so curl it.
Where is it?
Nice come around there by Ryan. It'll be fully buried, a little deep, but gets the job done.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you want to go after it, you probably could, but if you draw down to it, you could get into a mess here as well, so it's really not a bad result.
Nope.
I mean, clearly you'd love it above the tee, but
Yeah, it does the trick. You see Daryl kind of try and follow him around here with Josh's first. Josh shaking his head.
yeah, sweeper's feeling like it's heavy.
So yeah, just a little bit heavy still. The ice catching everybody a little bit off guard. Jukich now with a really decent opportunity to get a force or see if he can even generate a steal and take the lead. So Ryan just threw this draw around on the outturn side, and he's got an opportunity to make it even better now.
Yep, in curling, there's nothing better than being able to throw the same shot twice. Also, it's also the worst thing in the world because sometimes it means that you missed the first one.
This looks really good. The line is awesome. They're gonna wrap that around and just
Yeah, it's a great spot for Ryan. And
no choice but for Daryl to open it up now and try and bail out and see if he can clean things up a little bit.
yep, get 2 or 3 here with the right spot.
Yeah, just a little high side on the out turn.
Got to come around a bit here.
It'll work though. Ooh. Well, not really. That's probably the worst case scenario.
Yeah, and,
I spoke too soon.
yep. So, whoops. We'll get the guard here from Andy. Tiffany Simon's going to throw this one.
Yeah, just off center.
Yep. Probably just touching left side. Be perfect. Seeing Ryan with that heavy clean technique, I love that. That's a great way to keep a stone moving.
Okay, whoa. We're up, whoa.
I will say after watching a couple ends, he is a fantastic sweeper.
Yeah.
He can really lean on it and he can scrub. There's no doubt about that.
Definitely goes a long way. Big asset. Renee being asked to clean up.
Just playing the intern. Sure this will be normal or firm, even penal.
Cross over the nose, but I think it gets 2, 3. That's a lot better.
Yeah, great shot by Renee. Opens it up.
Yeah, hangs around, which means they're going to deal with it, I would assume.
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
So it does a trick. Kind of takes the play away from the center line, opens it up, and takes away some of the inherent risk that Daryl was about to be facing on his last.
Right. You can go nose here, you can roll center. I like nose personally. I feel like the steel's kind of dead after that hit.
Yeah, for
So,
sure. I like nose as well. Sit 3.
Yeah, bringing it to the middle, you're just giving them a way out and possible way to generate 2.
Right. Looks like it's just going to stick around, which does a trick. Gives Daryl the opportunity to probably play the double or the hit and roll away, see if he can clip that. I think, though, if he plays the double, he probably jams on his
I think
own.
he loses that back yellow, yeah.
I don't know if he can play the intern and roll a high side and not catch his yellow, but stick in the house. That's pretty tough shot.
Yeah, I think you'd have to do it with some pretty lightweight. You might not be willing to take that on. This is going to cross over.
Cynthia really sweeping to try and
Catch
keep this in
piece.
the house.
Probably dead jam.
Well, it opens up the house.
Yeah, things are looking better than they
Yeah.
were 3 shots ago. So,
Yeah. Since you know rocks in the 8-foot
yep.
at this point, so you'll probably see Andy, where he's playing, try and draw top 4, top 8.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think as far as Andy's concerned, it's literally anywhere that second rock that doesn't line up an easy deuce. Right.
I think at this point he's just trying to figure out how he can make Daryl look at 2, and give him the most, I guess, challenging shot for his single.
Yep.
I think I'd probably be trying to make him draw at this point, but
Same. Yeah, kind of like that off to the right into the 8, just into the 8-foot. I mean, you
Right.
could be full 8. Honestly, that'd be pretty good.
yeah, somewhere where if he's gonna hit, he has not a ton of wiggle room to roll,
Yep.
or he's got to just do the cold draw. So the force is definitely on at this point.
It's another end-to-end scrub from Ryan here. Ryan and Beth both trying to get this one in then. Just enough.
Sweeping.
Does the job. Great scrub.
I think if I'm Daryl, I don't mind playing the hit and roll towards the center. See if you can get a jam. I don't think you need to get super aggressive.
I don't know if he's trying to look at the triple right now. But I think it's too thin off the top to catch the back one going by.
Yeah, our screen's kind of cut off on the side there, but it definitely is a catcher. That feels pretty aggressive for right now.
It does.
The angle does kind of look like it's there, but
10-5.
Try to throw the long dump. Try to throw the long dump. No. Just freezing the backwards of it.
I mean, I guess his thought here is as long as he makes contact with that top one,
Yeah.
still nothing too crazy that he's going to be looking around on his last. So, you know, you're kind of freed up to take a crack at it.
right.
Sounds great. Awesome.
You know you're forced. So,
Normal head. Make sure we get out.
No, this looks like it's just a downweight hit.
yeah.
Sure, he's gonna try and see if he can get low on it, see if he can roll towards the center a little bit.
Yep. Should be a good roll. I'd be going.
That was a great shot. They honestly could have gotten a little bit more aggressive with that
That's
that
what I
weight.
was thinking, yeah.
Any bit in front of that red kind of makes Andy Jukich think about that hit because any sort of jam and it opens up that back yellow rock that's been sitting there all end.
Exactly, and this, like, you would take the nose hit possibility away. Here you could still nose. The only thing you really can't do here is get cross center.
Right.
So,
Yep. No, just nose hit, and then Daryl's gonna be forced to draw. He'll have the intern draw with backing.
another good scrub.
Great shot by Team Jukich. Now Daryl have the cold draw, full 8 for his single.
Yeah, I always like these because you kind of give them both shots. Do you want the draw or do you want the hit?
double?
You know? He's looking at it.
The thing about this shot, though, is it's completely all or nothing because you're never making this for your single.
No, it's either a steal of one or. I don't think it's I don't think you can jam on the back yellow.
No.
You're always out counting the one on the right. So yeah, it's a steal of one or it's a two.
Yep.
So I don't mind it.
A little surprised by the call, but you know, Daryl must be feeling that hit.
He's feeling aggressive. End of the day, it's just off nose, so maybe he's confident with the line.
Daryl with his last. Attempting the doubles looks pretty close.
A little
He's
oversweep.
gonna come high side. So, like we talked about, it was all or nothing. And he took the chance. Overswept it maybe just a hair.
Yeah.
And hit the high side. So gives Team Jukich from Minnesota steal of 1. And they take a 3-2 lead going into the 4th. Taking a look at the other sheets, on sheet C, the Falco Jorgensen match. Looks like Team Falco was forced, so they're up 2-1 playing the fourth, and the team out of Washington is on the scoreboard. They got a single in the third, and they are down 3 playing 4 against Team Roth from Wisconsin. Ugh.
Pretty clean houses. Nothing too crazy. I think both ends are pretty early on here, so they're just a little ahead of pace. Try not to give everyone motion sickness. Controls are a little touchy, especially the zoom.
So with it being the fourth end, I think we're probably going to see Daryl try hard for his deuce as we head into the fourth end break. Team Jukich not with the lead and not having hammer. I don't think they feel any need to throw up any guards or any centers. So I think we'll see a corner come up here from Daryl and see if he can get his 2. Good scrum from Renee and Josh. Good corner from Cynthia. Sandy now electing to get super aggressive, only puts the 1 in. I really like seeing that hard clean from Ryan on those early stages of shots. I think that we've found as a team that it does a lot to kind of keep the rock on its trajectory, right? And you see less overcurls that way. Yeah, without killing the line really too. Just kind of gets it through that and holds it till you want that break, and then on ice like this you can pull off, and if you feel like you need to, you could really crank it over, especially if you have a sweeper that looks like the caliber of Ryan as well. So I think it's super effective, and you're starting to see a lot more teams use that. I mean, I think the Mallet team was probably the one that kind of brought it out of the woodwork and for the most part, but you think you kind of see it across the board. Yeah, I saw a ton of teams using it last week at men's Worlds. I feel like most of those people know what they're doing. So generally. Great pair from both the leads.
You want to chase?
We're definitely set up for a good end here.
We click that, that's fine. Forward. We can't hit the guard yet. Forward.
Looks like Team Jukich is trying to dig this out. Sort of a down weight hit.
Yeah, definitely doable.
Yeah, with that inside out, you'll see some really good curl off the center line right here, and almost got to nose. So
yeah, almost too good. Yeah, a couple options for Daryl. A little hit and roll over on the one that Ryan just threw, or he can come off that top one and do the long roll. It's just a bit harder of a shot. Better result though. But, a down weight shot from Josh. Hit and roll here.
Close. Gotta curl a bit. Curl.
I don't think that's going to cross center, though, unfortunately.
Same weight. Pulling back. The other way is okay too. Back this
Ryan
way.
gets a chance at an easier version of the shot that he had on his first.
Yep.
This is one of those where the roll gets a little difficult.
Yeah, I think it's higher in the house.
Yeah, you can open it up that double in the middle, and then if you roll outside, it's really out of play. Or
I think what we'll probably see is Daryl play towards the center now. See if he can get both these reds moving. Kind of clear it up. There is the opportunity to play the double and the roll. I don't know if he can get. I don't know if Josh.
I don't know if
can
it'll act as a catcher, and I'm not sure on the right side. And
But if you throw some good weight, you can absolutely get the double and the roll behind your corner.
Close. Yep.
electing to go the other way with it. Just
Nose.
gotta think that's one of those where
This is okay too. Top 8 foot.
Daryl saw him a little wide. Probably called it audible, and midway down the sheet it ended up curling a little bit more and got caught in that in between.
Yeah, I got caught in the dead zone.
Yep. Not unlike the danger zone, really. I love those Kenny Loggins shout-outs.
Line's tight. Hard. Hard. Whoa.
Tiffany drawn behind. Coming just a hair deep, but it's a good draw.
Wanna go here? Yeah, I mean, you got this too. I don't mind the run. It sticks it. Yeah, I mean, get the slash over the run.
Not sure if I love the draw because he's got that short run on his red on the left.
It doesn't really matter how good Renee makes that out-turn draw. Andy Jukich is always going to have that in-turn slash.
And then take that away, then you're not shot.
Right.
You got to over curl on it and basically not be shot. So, electing for the run back. Guess the philosophy here is you make it. It's great. If you don't, you're at least peeling off the guard and opening up for you. So
there's definitely some inside-out action on that from Renee, and this is not coming back.
4 feet less.
Yeah, this is the second one I've seen her kind of do that on.
Yeah, she just slid a little tight, tried to correct it, and unfortunately corrected a little too much.
It's a feeling I know all too well. She's handling it a lot better than I do. But it gives Tiffany a chance to put a good one in here and really put the sobering rink in a tough spot.
Yeah, absolutely. They can come around top 4, even fully top 8.
Top 8, yeah.
Really good.
This looks close.
Line is perfect. Great shot.
Yep, 2 great ones.
I think you gotta do it again. You threw it 10
So now you're gonna see Daryl try and clean it up as best he can with Renee's last.
Yeah.
She's got to run that yellow and see if she can get at least 1 or 2.
We just threw it, so I'm just gonna tighten you up. You're fine.
Shot of redemption here from Renee.
Looks good.
Better release on that one.
Whoa!
Mine looks a lot better on
Should
this.
be
It still has to
close.
curl.
Great shot.
Good shot from Renee.
I don't know who to
I
listen
think it was important to stick that
Yeah.
object rock because now Jukich has to deal with it.
Yeah, and it's not completely easy to deal with either.
There's definitely a jam possibility, or honestly, you just have to squeak by that guard too.
What do you think?
I'm a little surprised to see him leave it. I feel like you got to play it.
Yeah, because it's kind of like the shot before.
Exactly. Anything you put in there.
Daryl's got the short run.
Yeah. He's electing to come basically just over center, just touching top 4. I mean, it does let you sit 1-2. I guess the thought is that if Daryl plays the run back on the red that's sitting there now, he has a way in on it or a double out.
True.
And sweepers like the weight.
Yeah, it looks to be pretty close. Line is really close too.
Shot, Andy. Good.
Not a bad shot.
Nope. But like we talked about, we'll see Daryl play this. I think he's got that catcher too.
I was gonna say he could play it really thin if he wants, and I feel like he's always he can use the catcher, and if you ever get over the top, you could move 3.
Right. I think like third of a rock.
Yeah. I mean, you play it with that level of error, right? Third to a half, and both of those make the shots in different
Right.
ways. But
Exactly. We don't have to get that one on the back forefoot, but if you can get 2 of them, it
could
it'll
change the end around
for sure, and it'll make Andy think about his last and have to make a good one. Feels like quite a bit of ice, no? I mean,
Yeah,
I
I'm
think he'd be throwing firm.
Yeah,
Like-
I would too if you want to try and make
8.5.
what we're saying. Yeah, unless he's doing more of a tap. What looks like control weight. Oh, it's a good bit in. A good
Oh,
bit in. Wow.
Calling the audible.
Jesus. That deserves an apology.
I don't think that was plan B.
No, that's way down the alphabet on that one.
Yeah.
You never know, some random shit might happen. But I doubt it. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. Now you got to be a little bit careful. I don't mind the guard. I think you got to play the intern side.
My worry about the guard is I think you have the quarter rock double.
On the intern?
Yeah.
On the intern side of it?
Yeah, coming after that rock.
It is pretty thin.
So I think the double is
But
here, should be here.
Yeah,
so,
just a
Just
sliver
a hair high.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you pick it off. I think that's what I would be calling it. Yeah.
Urging me to do.
No, yeah, I'd be urging you pretty hard to throw that. And I know the saying goes sometimes the best guard is a second shot, but I think in this case the best guard is a hit. It's like a good
really
shot.
close. Nice shot.
Yep.
Really good shot. So after the miss by, well, sort of
The sort of miss.
the sort of miss
Mismake.
mistake by Daryl. Really nice shot from Andy Jukich, forcing Daryl into a tough shot for his single to try and tie this up as we go into the break. He's got a couple options. He can play the in turn or the out turn.
Yeah, could play the double if he wants to hit, but looks like he just wants to throw the draw, which I like. You got backing. It's definitely going to move over. That guard's not even in play.
Yep.
So, and you got to think that by the
And he should know this.
by the fourth end, they know this line.
Yeah, he'll know this path. This is draw to the button
Yep.
path, and just give it to your sweepers and guide it into that 4-foot.
Yeah, line.
Super's on early.
Out the way.
Line looks really good.
Yep.
It's a matter of getting the weight right.
Just the weight.
Yep, hard. Go, Josh, go. Come on, hard. All the way hard.
Over curling on him now.
Get second.
Well, get it in there for second.
So it's a steal of 1 for Team Jukich of Minnesota in the Minnesota region. So they take a 4-2 lead going into the fourth break. Simon's going to direct us across the sheets. We are tied on sheet C. Jorgensen got a single, so we just have traded singles over the first 4 ends. And there was a blank on sheet D between the Roth rink out of Wisconsin and the Yalowicki rink out of Washington.
I mean, I really hope it's pronounced Wallowicki.
I'm too far committed now.
Yeah.
And they are out of the Granite Curling Club in Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we actually ran into them in Vancouver this year, right?
The Royal City Curling Club in New Westminster.
Yeah. If anyone ever gets a chance, they've got great ice. It's they put on a good event. Highly recommend.
So we may as well just keep it on here for a little bit while these teams take their 5-minute fourth end break.
Yep. Sheet C, we used to see a miss wide by Kelsey Ostrowski, I believe, right?
Ostrowski.
Ostrowski, yeah. No K.
Okay.
So gives the Falco rink a chance to sit 2.
Team Jorgensen's out of the Greater Lakes Curling Association. 3 of them representing the Detroit Curling Club. And their out of region team member is their third, Kelsey. She's from Chaska. On sheet D, Team Roth is out of Wisconsin, as I mentioned. All of them curl out of the Madison Curling Club.
Yeah, and for those unfamiliar with mixed, it works by regions, but you're allowed to have 2
out of region members.
Yep. It's like a great hit and roll from Becca Wood on sheet C. Sit 2.
Sit 2 with Hammer, forcing Jorgensen to see if they can get the double.
Yep. Probably more importantly to Dave keeping the middle open, take that yellow, that stagger guard out.
For sure.
And makes a nice double. Clear everything out. we hang around as well? It does.
It's a great shot.
Great shot.
Sheet D. Looks like we're
heading towards a blank.
well, there's 2 rocks in.
Yeah. Just off nose. It's a good rock. And see the Falco Ring playing more aggressive, opting to go around, but this is looking a hair deep.
Looks like it just.
Think it's shot.
Yeah, I just settled in for shot.
Never a doubt. We'll hold with you guys through these ends. And then when this end's done with these 2 sheets, we'll get back to our feature. They're just walking back out on ice now.
Yeah, there's about a minute left in the 4th end break.
Draw from Corey. Looks like it just over curls a little bit on sheet D. Not a bad spot though. Nina wanted to. I think she could just nose it all and it'd all go away. On C, we're playing the lightweight hit here.
Nice shot by Greg Jorgensen. Sit 2 and the aggressive play by Team Falco is kind of hurting them now. And
Yeah.
they're on the fast track to be forced.
Yeah, I think you've kind of you're all in now, right?
Right.
2 rocks left. You're a hard chance to go ahead and get that.
So see if Dave can wrap one around this center guard of his own and force a miss from Jorgensen on his last to get their 2.
Meanwhile, we have the hit coming on D. A little bit of an overcurl. Picks the 2 off the top, but we'll give Yolowicki chance to sit 2 here. Spread open.
So it looks like Croy is throwing last rocks for that team, with Nina Roth throwing 3rd rocks.
Okay.
I think.
I was wondering if they were going to be one of the few teams in the field that have
The female skip.
exactly.
That's the way it's listed in our book.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything that holds them to anything one game to the other. Like I think you're allowed to switch.
Yeah.
It's a good draw here by Dave.
It's gonna force probably the run back.
I would think the run. It's hard with the angle that we have to see. He does have a piece of it.
It's pretty well buried, though.
But with the yellow rock off to the left there, it's a little bit of a catcher as well.
For sure.
So.
On sheet D, it looks like Croy's got an open hit, I believe, for his single. Pretty sure this is last rock.
It looks that way. If I can count, rocks in the racks correctly. I was an accountant for 4 years. Worst 4 years of my life.
Good. Control, go control.
So he finally did elect to do that run back, which I think is the right call. Gonna have to go over the nose with it though.
Girl, back.
It's like the easy single.
Shot by
On D.
Croy. And they take a 5-1 lead going into the 6th.
Yeah, and every time we've looked over, that Rothrink just seems to have control of that game.
Yeah. So here's the run back attempt from Jorgensen. It's pretty close and hard on her.
This might be dead no. Oh.
Good attempt.
It's close if it gets at least a third. He did inadvertently cover up the, the shot rock, which is
Oh man, that was
a little sneaky.
that was a millimeter for being fantastic.
Can't really hit it here. We'll knock that out. There. If you hit 3/4 with firm, I think we got a good roll.
But judging from this, it just looks like a
It does look like
lightweight
they've-
tap. They believe they're second stone for sure.
Yep.
So I think if they
Whoa.
if they move that back stone about 6 inches, they'll sit 1-2. These are always interesting shots, though. At least for me, like I feel like it's extremely important for teams to get like defined on exactly what weight you're throwing, because that's very line dependent.
100%.
Especially with this type of ice, and I think there can be a tendency for people to just be like, it's just an upweight shot. It's not super heavy. It's somewhere between hack and back
Right.
line and.
No, I think it's really important to define before you throw the rock exactly what weight you're gonna throw. This is a really important team shot where everybody needs to be on the same page with regards to line and weight, so that they can take it in.
Yeah. Let's see if someone can finally get that deuce on sheet C here.
It's pretty good here from Dave. Gonna stick around though. Oh, we're just gonna roll away. So
Yep.
another single on sheet C. They've traded singles for the first 5 ends. Team Falco out of the Denver Curling Club will take a 3-2 lead going into 6. We will shift back to our feature sheet with Team Jukich and Team Sobering. They've played a fairly open end. Kind of kept my eye on it. Jukich has another opportunity to force Daryl here. He's splitting the house right now. But Daryl's got a corner up, and he's got the ability to use that corner and see if he can somehow get something buried and get his 2 somehow.
Yeah, I would think that Daryl's got the mentality right now of trying to get out of this. With a deuce, of course, but a blank would be just as good in his book. And try and take it to the 6 with, and then you have the 2 for 1.
Yep.
But only got 4 stones left. So you got to make a pretty good hit and roll here. Does look like it's got the right kind of line.
Really nice shot from Renee.
Yeah, great shot from Renee there. Good bounce back. She's had a couple misses in this game, so I think they'll be happy to have her.
Sit on the corner there and kind of cluster the rocks together.
Yep. I feel like I know from a lot of personal experience the ability to spiral in a game.
It's your specialty.
Yep. It's usually about like 1, maybe 2 bad shots in a row, and I'm pretty much heads off, freaking the heck out. All is lost. So I applaud anyone that has the ability to rebound within the game.
The mental fortitude that you seemingly lack.
No, I have the mental fortitude of most 3-year-olds, I think. One is a gift.
Always curl.
Good shot here.
And Tiffany.
Does give a little bit of an option. If he knows you get your double and your blank is possibly back in play, you could also hit a little bit to the right and roll under that corner and bring that 2 back in play. It's like a good line for the double.
No, it's gonna be straight. It's really going. It's really going. Go, help him. Take it good.
Daryl quick on the sweep to get that out the back, like lightning quick.
Daryl's known for a lot of things. Sweeping isn't one.
Sweeping's not one of them. No, he's definitely one of those people that you can look at in league and know that he's been a skip all his life. Get him in front of that hog line, looks like a lost child. A big scrub here from Ryan. This was inside out of hand, so heck of a hold.
Really nice sweep there from the front end out of Minnesota.
I think electing just for the hit and roll on top. If you ever wanted to
I like that call.
open up the possibility of the double, you have the chance that you might roll out, and then you could see Andy come around the corner and kill your end that way. So I think making sure your yellow rock is shot and control where it is is the better of the 2 plays here.
For sure. Most important thing is to stick, but if he can get the roll towards the center line in front of that red, that would be a really good shot.
Really shot there.
Yeah, really nice shot from Daryl. That is about as good as he could have made that. So it's going to force Jukich to play an up-weight shot.
Yeah, which essentially makes the blank for Daryl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was a really nice shot by Daryl. Really nice weight control. Good call on the sweep.
I mean, I suppose if Jukich wants to get very aggressive, they could play the dead nose hit and then basically force that shot from Daryl. But
it just gets a little tricky because if you don't make that dead nose,
then you give him a shot opportunity to make that deuce. Exactly. Looks like he easily makes it though.
Blank.
And there's the blank, yeah. Set up from 2 great shots from Renee. To bring him back then, that one, yeah.
Whoa! We're a little behind in time. We're a little behind in time. Just keep it clean.
Doesn't have to be all the way to it. Top eight's good.
Give a quick look at the other sheets while we're waiting here.
looks like on sheet C, Team Falco's got a really good opportunity to steal or force Team Jorgensen out of the Great Lakes Curling Association.
That's a great shot from Becca there. And then on sheet D, it's kind of been the again the story, just pretty wide open houses and mostly red rocks in play.
Yeah.
So
We've seen very few guards, a ton of open houses, and the team out of Washington having to make some perfect freezes or perfect draws, and it's kind of put them in a bit of a tough spot. Always having to chase.
yeah, it's hard to say exactly what that's been attributed to. We can't pay attention to everything at the same time, but it could either be that they're not setting up correctly, or
I forgot my binoculars.
yeah, yeah. Or they're just making a lot of really good peels in that second position. So and or third as well. I suppose with most likely with Nina Roth throwing third, you have a pretty good chance of making some good clearing peels.
Exactly.
So,
So we're going to see the Falco team throw up another guard. And as it stands right now, Jorgensen's going to be faced with a jot of the button on his last. This looks a little wide.
yeah, they were calling wide pretty much the entire way. Not the result that Becca wanted there, but seen worse.
Yeah. There's a couple ways he can play this. He can play he can play the nose triple on the intern side, or he can just play the top double, which
I think does more for you.
yeah,
Almost.
that helps a lot too,
Those ones in the top 8 are causing a lot more trouble.
for sure.
Lance, for whatever reason, for those that don't know him, he's probably one of the best sweepers in the nation. But he will not do a carve. Like, he'll never do the blade for a carve. And on a shot like that, where you need to move the line, but you don't want the extra weight, I feel like it's the perfect place for the carve.
There's
But
definitely the opportunity for it. So, an upweight shot here from Kelsey. This looks pretty close. Oh, just a little high side. So that looks to be 5th shot. So Dave with an opportunity to lob up another guard and continue to put a ton of pressure on. And on sheet D, the team out of the Pacific Northwest freezing for their lives.
yeah, that is exactly how I would describe that as well.
And they're making some good ones. So they're making the team out of Wisconsin have to make some tough peels, some tough upweight shots, and they're doing everything they can to see if they can generate a deuce.
Right. And I mean, that's really their only play moving forward here. But I will say that, as much as I love the club that we have, the one thing that works against is the rocks are a little dead. So if you compare them, of course, to maybe like the USA National rocks or something along those lines, right? So the freeze game can work for you a little bit better than
For sure. They're a little
other
less.
places.
They're a little less bouncy than other rocks.
Yeah.
You'll see across the country, but that was a great freeze, and
Yeah,
now they got a chance for 2.
Gets in the shot. Exactly.
You want to kill the one?
I mean, when you're down, it definitely frees you up to just try some stuff,
For sure.
And then what tends to happen is you have one team that's throwing a ton of draws and precise shots, and another team that is throwing nothing but hits and can start leading in the other direction pretty quick.
Cynthia, yep. Yep.
We will switch back to the feature sheet here shortly. It is a fairly open house. There's a single corner guard and 2 rocks in the forefoot, but nothing crazy going on right now.
Yep.
Separation there, Touchy. Like an inch.
This is the game start coming down to the wire here.
Screw the angle up.
Kind
That's all.
of spread the action around a little bit.
Back more weight, even same weight is okay, Ryan. Similar, right?
That's if all the 5 people listening can handle it. I don't know.
It looks, yeah. Sure. Back more, right? Yeah.
Looks like electing to draw in.
How's the weight?
Don't mind that call. I think that's what you have to play. We'll force Dave to either cover it up.
Hurry!
And unfortunately on sheet D, team out of the granite,
Yep.
we're only able to get their singles, so they're still down 3, playing 7 without hammer. All right,
Yeah,
not a terrible outcome.
a little unfortunate the roll behind the red.
Yeah,
But
it's better than the situation you're looking at.
agreed.
That's no good.
I feel like if I'm Dave, I'm drawing right on top of my red now, and I don't.
I think so. I mean, this is light. You just can't be heavy and roll away.
Right.
Okay, line's good.
Suppose I could
Close
also.
right here.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, look at
yeah.
that. Look at me getting smart. Genius.
Innovation.
Yeah.
Come on. Really good. Like it.
Good freeze from Josh there. Those yellow rocks are definitely in the power positions.
There or to the yellow? Yeah, it's not great now that they're frozen. Not as good now that they're frozen.
I think on C, they elected to come around the right-hand side and try and sit top 4 on that side.
Call a timeout. Pick that. Yeah, it's good.
They must think that they can't dig out that red on the intern.
Right.
Can't really tell from the angle, but
Just run, but just, if we do this right, they're
Jorgensen is going to have the
eliminate that and that.
razor thin in off his own.
Yeah, I mean, if you put this top 4 really good, I mean, it shuts down the whole side. Looks like it comes just a hair deep, but you no longer can dig out that red, no matter
No,
what.
but
you
it kind of gives them an out though, because now
give him the pocket.
yeah, now Greg Jorgensen can play the outturn draw,
Yep.
touch the button, and get your single and get the heck out of there.
This is here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of a pressure draw early here in that if he doesn't make this one, Dave's going to cover it on the last.
Well,
And then
that was his last.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Really good.
Meanwhile, on B, that was a great dig out from Tiffany. She's had a heck of a game so far.
Mine and this is really good. It's just a
Wow.
little heavy.
It's hair heavy, but yeah, that's a great shot from Greg.
Yeah, it was last rock.
Yeah. Should have.
I can't count.
Can't tell you why I can't count. Yeah.
So that's a great single after that. After
Yeah.
that, it was like,
There's been fours after fours in that sheet. jump back over here. Oops. Not quite.
Wrong.
Wrong.
That's not great running there. I like the pick or something in. Okay, play the pick. Same weight.
Oh no. I've gone too far. I can just do it manually.
Oh, jeez.
There we go.
Oh, boy. Buckle up.
This is a true Icarus moment.
Really
Got
hard.
drunk with power. Flew a little too close to the sun. I'm on my free fall. Back down to earth as we speak. As technology gets the better of me.
Guys, you like to hit and roll or do you want to
Time's starting to run out for Daryl. I feel like he's gotta produce a little bit here.
Yeah, and we're getting into the later stages of the second half, and you're going to need a steal eventually if you can't generate multiples. So
Yep.
I think it's pretty important to try and use that corner to your advantage, see if you can get the hit and roll. Speaking of being unable to count, it's not Daryl's throw. It is Renee's throw.
I feel like that's worse than what I've been doing. Mostly due to the fact that I'm not playing the game. However, I feel like we've been there. I think I've done that in doubles before.
Yeah,
I'm not
I've definitely
sure.
done that in doubles.
I'm not sure I've done it in a full team game though. We'll be sure to bring that up to Daryl after the game.
Yes, absolutely.
In mostly a nice way.
So Renee with an opportunity to make a good hit and roll.
Line looks really good in this. I think they got to be going.
Got a curl.
A couple of our other ones were finishing a little hard. I just hung. Maybe just a little more weight.
So if you're Jukich here, do you like the peel? Or do you like the come in?
I like the peel, but
I think I tend to agree with you.
at a certain point it starts to get a little frustrating. Plus, if you take the peel off, now you're on even ground as far as the ends that remain go. Which, I mean, you're basically asking Daryl to get a 3 spot, or he's got to go do steal.
Right.
So I think you take all nonsense out of it, and you just rip that off, and then you would see Daryl really have to go all in the next, and that's a lot of times where you can get big ends the other way.
For sure.
So
You just can't be deep here. That's the most important thing. Looks like it's pretty close.
this is a hair
no,
heavy.
It is heavy. A lot heavy.
Wow.
So he won't be happy with that, but it gives Daryl the opportunity to kind of follow him down and stick at top 8 and try and generate his deuce.
Yep. A big shot for Daryl. Looks pretty close.
Josh really trying to carve that under.
I don't know if it's going to need the carve. I think he's going to stick out the other side. Good shot. Good team shot there.
Don't need to stick around. How much you got? Third.
Just taking quick looks around. Sheet C looks again like Team Falco's got rocks covering the forefoot with guards. And I think for the first times we got some high guards over on sheet D, but the house is pretty empty.
It's an important shot here for Andy. He's trying the out turn.
This would be a real good scrub if you can hold this.
Yep.
That is great.
Really nice shot.
There's another one that just felt right inside out of hand.
Yeah.
He carried that out for him.
That was a really good sweep by Ryan.
Well, a bit of decision time if he wants to try and rip that out for the blank, or if he just takes his one. Renee would like to know which the decision is as well. Looks like they'll elect to
Take their signal.
and I think this is the right call.
Yeah, so looks like they're either going to have to
Well, it's either steal,
or
or
force
deuce.
You really got to go on this though.
Oh man,
Oh, it's dead.
Daryl doesn't even think he has a shot.
And they're already coming off of it. Yeah. So an unforced error by Daryl.
Yep, I know how that turn of phrase goes. The unforced arrow, the
By-
quiver of unforced arrows.
The unforced error by Daryl. And Team Jukich now has a 5-2 lead going into the 7th. We will take a quick pan across the sheets to see what else is going on. And a little bit more rocks in play for the team out of the Granite Club as they try to claw their way back with 2 ends left. And there's a whole bunch of rocks in play on sheet C between Team Jorgensen and Team Falco.
Angles look pretty good for Falco right now.
Does look like he's got some sort of tap though.
Yeah, which I think is going to be the call. Other than that, you're drawing around into the space otherwise. Another nice sweep and shot over on D from Team Roth.
Yeah, team.
Looks like they're sitting 4, maybe 5. It's close.
Yeah,
With hammer.
yeah. So, team out of the Granite is obviously all in. They need a steal. So, choosing to ignore all those red rocks, which I mean at this point
Be
you
the
got-
play.
You got no other choice, and see if they can wrap a draw around that center line guard and create a miss on Croy's last.
This looks like a good shot here. Oh, they just left
they
it.
pulled off of it.
Maybe I feel like that was shot made until it came up. I'd be remiss if I did not take the time to call out the best name in all of curling, being Melissa Turbo
It's a great name.
as the lead for Team Jorgensen. Great name, great person. Great draw on D, though.
Yeah, That was perfect.
I mean, it's exactly what you want. Like, you would think that you'd want it closer to tee, but the reality is you need to create that separation so that you don't make the run back simple. I mean, it's going to force the draw. So, Team Falco feeling like they have a force wrapped up will peel the guard off.
I mean, they're not forcing them. They have hammer.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. It's embarrassing. Forgot about that last draw. This is what happens when you start messing around with sheets.
It's okay.
Let's be honest here,
honest.
folks. As soon as the camera stopped doing what I wanted it to do, it's been panic ever since.
Yeah. To say you're uncomfortable would be an understatement.
Yeah. This whole activity here is just trying to live my dream of talking in front of large groups of people, but I'm also scared of crowds, so this is the best way I can handle it.
Looks like the team out of the Granite is going to get a steal. So they get their single, and now they're down 2 coming home. Team Roth still has hammer, and I'm sure they'll choose to play that end, the 8th end, a little bit cleaner. But the team out of Seattle doing everything they can to kind of claw back and make it interesting.
A nice tap on C. I think Dave's going to elect to play off that top red, kind of half stone, see if he can't kick that yellow that's on the top button away. If he loses the red on the back button, I don't think he cares too much.
I think he actually prefers that.
Right. It's not helping you.
No, the angles aren't that great for them right now. And one good shot from the team out of Detroit, and they could be looking at a steal.
Oh, picks it off top, the clean.
It's kind of interesting, though, because the way those rolls, Jorgensen's now got to hit and roll to sit 3.
Yeah, with 1,000,001 catchers off to the left side.
Right.
Like, you're basically not getting a rock out.
And if you're Dave, I would say the last thing you want to do is get forced here.
Yeah, I'd almost argue you'd want to give up the steal.
It's that age-old question. Would you rather be
Down one with?
down one with or up one without?
Yep. I myself just came off a game of all singles that went to an extra. It was the worst experience of my life.
Girl, whoa. That's Ryan, huh? That's probably the best case scenario, Ryan.
I got this one a little quicker this time. See Jorgensen just go a little wide on his shot. And on B, you got Daryl trying to come around the corner here. Good draw from Josh. Probably see Andy be peeling everything.
Yeah, I think at this point for Team Jukich, you're up 3 in the 7th end. You just keep it as clean as possible. Even if Daryl gets his deuce, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm okay with a deuce. Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, you want that hammer coming home.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Outside of that first end where they were a little shaky and seemed to be caught by the curl a couple times. They
played really
tightened
well.
really up
Yep.
and played really well. So well, I almost would come around the corner again. Well, you're grouping rocks a little bit, but. Big shot on C coming here.
It's like Dave's trying to.
Play the triple. Almost. Just caught a little thin.
Do you think they are 1-2 though? So it gets the job done.
Yep.
It's gonna give.
Greg will have to think about the roll here.
Yeah, I think. Not a ton of places he can. Because that the rock he's hitting is actually behind the rock that his second shot. So there's no double opportunity or catcher unless it's on his own. But even then, it's pretty flat. So
Right.
you have to throw a ton of weight.
Yeah, I think the only thing he wouldn't want to do is roll slightly to the right, because I think that opens up a triple. So,
I agree.
and on B here, we're electing to run back. That was really the only way. You could never miss on the outside, unfortunately.
So it gives a little bit of an opening for Daryl. He's got the opportunity to sit 3 with. Maybe he can get a 3. I mean, it's still not the end of the world for Jukich. They'll have Hammer coming home, but it'll be a tie game, which makes things a little bit tighter. And anything can happen with a 5-rock roll now.
Yep. I'm more than a little surprised that they don't look like they're entertaining the triple on C at all.
Definitely there.
We're both staring at the angles. It feels like it's there. But if he is sitting 2, that's really good at this point, honestly, with it in a game that's been played the way this one is, and I think why mess around with something?
Right. When you've just gone 6 straight ends with a single, I think a deuce is huge. Go up 2 coming home.
Yep. Unfortunately, a rough miss from Renee.
Yeah, just a little heavy.
Oh, man, Dave. Just a real rough shot. Looks like just a single. They're going to take a look at it, though.
Give it a go. Give it a go, right?
There we go. Back on B, it's going to be the removal game.
Looks like it's an opportunity for Andy to make the double. This looks pretty close.
It's going to be close.
Just a little too thin on the
Yep.
first shot.
It's a good try. I think you'll see Daryl come around corner here.
Yep. And then I think you'll inevitably see Andy just play the open hit, give Daryl his 2, be 1 up coming home with.
Exactly. Concur. like a really good line if the weight's right. Good shot from Daryl. And just as we said, no reason for Andy to even take a look at it.
No, play the open hit. Try and stick your shooter. Force Daryl into a nose hit for his 2.
Good hit. We'll get it coming back from Daryl. Grab the 2 and all in on the steal in the next.
Pull tight, back his rock. Go if you can. Go if you can. Gotta go. Gotta go line. Gotta go line. Hard line. Hard line. Gotta go. Go, guys. Run. Okay. Good weight.
Control weight hit. Looks like it'll be right on the nose. Good shot from Daryl there.
Really nice shot from Daryl. They get their deuce, and they will be all in for a steal to try and send this one to extras. As we saw in the first draw too, steals are possible.
Yep.
So we're down to third rocks in sheet D. The team out of the Granite Curling Club, the Pacific Northwest region, has a center guard up with a rock that looks to be third shot, but they need a steal at 2, so they're definitely in tough right now.
Yeah, I think they're throwing up the guard, which you would expect here. While on Falco's team, we're going to see a hit as that first that yellow rock is just in play.
Team Jorgensen does have hammer though.
Yep.
And they're down 1, so they're in a pretty decent spot if they can somehow get a miss and get a deuce. They can win this.
Yeah, if you're Team Falco here, the main goal is to control that top zone and don't have anything hooked. You know, that way you can run things back if need to. Keep everything tight to the house. That way you have the bailouts if they start making their draws. I mean, from the kind of watched like about a quarter of this game, and from what I've seen, it seems like Greg's on with draw weight right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's not afraid to mix it up.
No.
Looks heavy.
He's calling the audible here.
13-2.
It's like dead nose and basically goes right back to the same spot. I think you'll just see it. See the same here.
Yeah, and I think there will be a point in time when you'll see him use that guard of Falco's. This is interesting. As well on sheet B, there is a really, really long center guard up and a rock that's just biting the back 12. So as soon as the game's over on sheet D, we'll move it over and give you the finish on all 3 games.
Okay, you gotta get around this one. You gotta go to get around it. Gotta go to get around it. Lead, close, yep. Hard.
Well, that's kind of the one thing you didn't want to do
That's what exactly
if
what you're
you're
talking about.
Falco. Yep. Now you've got something hooked. If he gets around it this time, you're either all in and following him, or you gotta use a rock to clean that out.
Right.
So, I mean, I think it's one of those ones where the team goes back and looks at it. You'd almost be happier if you're just peeling everything out.
Right. Yeah.
There wasn't anything in play.
No need to stick it.
Exactly. You'd like to, in a perfect world, but
But it now gives, I believe this is Kelsey's rock.
no, it'll be Alex's last.
Okay. The opportunity to play his intern and suck one around. Looks to be a little light.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world.
No, I mean, honestly, guards aren't going to hurt you at this point, but does give Team Falco to put one around themselves, and if they beat them to the spot, it's in good shape.
Keep an eye on sheet B, our feature sheet. Team Sobering does have 2 center guards up, but Team Jukich made a really nice come around. They're sitting shot top 8. They're actually sitting 2, so really stereotypical steel setup right now. But Jukich is still sitting nice with control of the house.
Speed's good, but
It's a good line from Becca Wood, and really not too bad a weight. It's
a
just
little
behind
T.
T.
doing border control. Are they shot? Yeah. Board? Yeah, board.
You see Greg come in here and over on D, we're going to see Shelby try and wrap one all the way around to the back 8. Back 4.
Whoa! Yep, curl! Yep, all the way.
This looks like it's going to rack on B, C.
All the way.
A little surprised to see him leave that yellow.
Yeah.
Me too.
Well, they're going to talk about it. They might not leave that yellow.
Even here isn't horrible. I mean, if they guard, it's not great. But yeah, I think you're right. Bump it to here.
D, I think they're going to hit the open one, and I think that almost closes it out, doesn't it?
I think we still have a couple rocks left because Croy's throwing last, but we're getting there.
Okay, tighter line. It's not tight, it's just tighter.
Yeah, to me, if I'm Team Falco here and they're going to take the time out to talk about it, this is a pretty important part of the end.
Come and go. Go, Renee.
I think even if you suck one around into the top 4, you're just going to see a run of that yellow rock, and you could put you in trouble. I feel like if you nose or even nose and roll over just a hair and control that center,
For sure.
then you're in really good shape. So... Give them a quick look. This is what we're looking like on our feature sheet. We're going to start seeing peels, I would assume, from
Team Jukich.
Jukich team here.
Or not.
Nope, they're going to go all in with a... Guess Matt Culbertson has hijacked the the feed, and he's just going to show what he wants to show. But this is them that we're looking at here on sheet C. This is Falco Jorgensen.
All right, we're drawing back. Never touch it.
It's kind of tough from the path that... Yeah, looks like they elected the draw. Feels a little all or nothing to me at this point in the game, but
I definitely think I'd be hitting that center line one.
yeah, I'm in the same boat. But every team has their tendencies. They know how to call their team. So. Good rock on B. If this gets in there.
Come on, hard. Line's good. Come on, hard. Room now.
Great shot from
Really
Renee.
good shot from Renee. Things are getting a little interesting, and this is why we talked about opening it up. And now, if you're Andy Jukich, you're in kind of an uncomfortable situation.
All right, yeah. There's a whole nother rock up front that wouldn't have been there. And I feel with the Sobering needing a steal of 2 that if you make him waste rocks on
No, he just needs to steal
guards.
1.
Oh, I'm sorry. Steal 1. That you kind of want him using rocks to not have that.
For sure.
So.
So it looks like Team Jukich called their timeout. They're going to bring their coach out. And looks like we're in for a couple really good finishes.
Yeah.
I think that's my
If we get the last vice shot on sheet C, and it's going to be that run back that we talked about, which you really have 2 ways of making here. So.
You can play nose and get the roll under, or you can hit it high side and dead plant it on the one back 4.
Yep. Close. Just dead nose with the run.
It's a pretty good shot. Obviously, Team Falco's still shot, but there will probably be an opportunity for Jorgensen to get their deuce in some capacity.
Right. I will say, with the angle that we have currently, it might look like there's a hole between that center guard and the 2 off to the left. There really isn't. There's no path there to get to the yellow that's sitting on the top of top 8.
And on sheet B, I think Team Jukich elected to play the hit on that intern side on Daryl's yellow rock there, just to the left. I assume they're trying to just nose it.
I would nose, maybe hair roll to the right, because you take away any path and you can use it to try and pick out the yellow later. Oh no. Oh.
Got away with it.
Yep. I think you'll see a similar shot here then from Renee. Little low weight tap, back 4 weight, and it'll be glued.
Right. And then if you're Greg on sheet C, sorry, we're flipping back and forth as these games come right to the wire. He's got some sort of run double, even the run to hit and roll, to really start to pile those yellow rocks in there. Make it a fun finish for everybody that's watching.
We gotta move it. Come on,
Mine looks really good. It just looks a little light.
Really good.
They can get it there.
It's a good shot from Renee.
It's a great shot from Renee.
So that rock is now glued to that back 4-foot one.
He's got the out with the just off nose hit to try and pick it out, but
Yeah, he's gonna have to play the slash.
got another run back from
Jorgensen.
A little wide, but it's gonna work.
I think he might be shot now.
It's very close. It's very close. There is now a hole between the center guard and the red that he could go in and get to it.
Here's the double attempt on sheet B. Oh, nice shot.
Great shot. That's a game saver.
That was very much needed. However,
Downside leaves the same spot.
Right,
And
exactly.
now you can go do it with a draw and you have nothing to play off after the fact.
So if they can, Daryl can wrap one around here and put it just right on the T line. Things are going to be really, really set up well for a steal.
Just want to give a quick look over.
Wow, I think they're sitting 3.
Yep, it's gotten a little interesting, and we got a draw coming. unfortunately, can I? Sorry, there we go. I know it's a little wider, but I got all three now.
So I think this is Croy's last, I believe.
Yes, this is last rock.
So he's got to touch full 8 against 3, I believe.
Which is the loss, I believe, as well. So
A hush has fallen in the warm room.
it has, yeah. So it's a
I don't know why I started whispering.
and Daryl's just a little heavy on his.
Nice shot by Croy. That'll
Croy
be
makes a
handshakes.
great shot on his.
I think it got a little bit closer there at the end than they were.
Yeah, I don't think
for.
they were right expecting that. It's kind of what we were talking about before, where you have that team that's making tough shots, and the other one's just playing that big weight, and sometimes it can catch you a little bit. But
So I think that based on the shot that Team Falco made, they must think they're shot.
yep, I would agree with that. Oh boy, sorry guys. It's so it's so touchy. And then on our feature sheet, Daryl was unfortunately just heavy on his draw.
So a chance for Jukich, if he can come pretty much anywhere top 4 on this intern, he's got a decent chance to kind of wrap this up. This looks a little heavy. Oh, maybe not. Oh, looks like they're just guarding.
Interesting thought on sheet C from the Falco rink is that you've put the loss in play
For sure.
Like I do understand the guard. It does make this shot a difficult shot. It's not totally different from what he just threw, but he's got his yellow in the way, which makes the angle very difficult. So he might be.
And this is last rock, right?
This would be last rock.
Yeah.
So what they've been looking at mostly is this off this yellow over. So. But might be switching it up. It's tough to say here, unless he's playing just a straight tap. It might be just a tap.
I think it's just a tap. I think he just has to move that yellow rock like a millimeter.
It's got to be min ice though.
There's only 15 seconds left, so they've used their
They've
full allotment.
used their
time.
full allotment. Yep, both teams.
Oh boy,
Really stretching it
8
out.
seconds.
He did get it off. I can tell you guys that.
Oh, this looks heavy. Yeah.
He's just gonna wick off the top.
Straight, 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 hard, 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 hard.
At the same time, we've got
Hard!
Daryl trying to draw in here.
He
Looks
can
like
get
it's
it around.
just light.
So all our games coming to a conclusion pretty much at the exact
At
same
the exact
time.
same time.
So to summarize, on sheet D, Team Roth out of Madison and the Wisconsin region wins over Team Yalowicki from Washington. On sheet C, Team Falco from Denver over Team Jorgensen from the Great Lakes region. And on our feature sheet, the Minnesota team, Team Jukich, over Daryl Sobering from Denver.
So that'll be all from us tonight. Thanks for tuning in. We've got more curling tomorrow at 9 a.m. for our third draw. All 4 sheets will be going. And we have another one at 2 tomorrow as well. It's all on Mountain Time, so please adjust accordingly. Thanks everyone for joining in. Have a good one.